What's up, you guys? We are about to put together this closet shelf thing that I ordered from Walmart. Just wanted to have something to run straight to and grab my work clothes and my work shoes and stuff, and my work bag, stuff like that. So if it's the right size and it looks okay, then I may order another one just to hang my coats on to get them out of my closet so that I can make more room for more clothes. So anyway, this is all the parts to it. This is what the finished product is gonna look like, and there's a piece in here, apparently it's those, and then there's the sheet that type thing that goes on top of them. So sometimes you'll be slipping a sheet across the bars in these products because that's the shelf, and it's a poly type fabric glossed something type sheet. Look, it's kind of sturdy. It can hold books and little stuff like that. I'm going to put the instructions in front of the video like I always do. I will do a picture of each page just in case your model did not come with any. So y'all know how we do it. I don't do talking in the video because I'm listening to music. So when it's sped up, that's what's happening there. And because it's just me screwing it in, so that stuff you guys don't really need all of that. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing, but I won't probably be talking during there. Let's get started. Okay, looks like we got some instructions here. And this is that poly gloss shelf type thing I was talking about. It's two of them because this particular model comes with two shelves. And I can tell you right now that you can see that this is the width of this product, because the shelves is going to end. You're going to be locking these rods are going to go through there. And that's the width of this shelf, I believe. And so it's the perfect size, so I probably will be buying another one. But we're going to see how tall it is also as we put this thing together. So we have our connecting pack, rods. This looks like the thing that holds these shelves together. And this is probably the feet. In any of these shelvings like this that you're putting together, it's always going to be the shorter. It's usually the shortest rod are the feet. And if you don't have instructions, you can always just start grabbing these. Just start grabbing them and putting them on there, on the ends of these, while looking at the picture of on the box. And as you're trying to put that together like that in your head and looking at the picture, it's going to start coming together, and you'll see where you're putting something that doesn't go there. It's just going to be, because you're going to get something right. So you'll be able to see it from there. That's the easiest way I can describe putting any of these shelvings together. I've put together the biggest one, the 72-inch, well, one of the biggest ones, the 72-inch Caxton. So I have a video of that in my list if you guys want to see how to put those together. But it's mainly just grabbing it and looking at if the instructions are confusing, just start grabbing pieces, but look at the box. And you can also go back to the product, which is what I did on that Caxton. Go back to that product, the pictures online that you see. You can take your cursor and zoom over it, and it'll show you exactly which connecting piece that is. It'll show you if it's a 2-piece T-bar or a 3-piece. It's going to show you when you zoom in on it in the pictures online. Those pictures are very helpful. So let's get started again. Okay, you guys, here are the pieces. You should have 16 tubes, long tubes, 4 middle tubes. You should have 2 of the long plastic, 2 of the short plastic, 2 caps, the straight tees, it should be 4 of those, and the quadrupotent, which is what that one is called, that weird looking one, and the spacer cloths, which is these. You should have 2 of those, and the wheels, 4. So let's get to step 1. Okay, the instructions say take A and E. So A is going to be these rods, the 16 rods, and E is going to be the long plastic rod. So it wants us to put the rods in. There's 4 holes. We're going to put 4 rods. We're also going to grab G, which is going to be one of those cloth type sheets. It has been folded and pressed, so that's side down. You're going to stick this on there. So we're going to slide that cover on. And it looks weird because 2 of the poles are not in here. It only has just the 2 ends. But that's the way it said. Put it together. So we're going to do that. Slipped out. Let's put it back. Okay. Now it's saying put the other plastic end on there. One. Well, they're constantly popping out, so let me see what's going on here. Okay, so I had to press it in real hard for them to stay on, but I did get that end over there to stay. So you're going to be taking the 2 long white plastics and the white poly sheet shelf and the other long white piece. Plastic piece. Put them together. 2 of these rods are going to go under. They're going to be under the sheet. You just got to like press it really hard. I'm going to super glue it together once I put it all the way together. I'm going to run some glue around it. See, I can't even get this side to stay in there. Let me see. So it's, yes, the right one. It's just really snug. Now, this usually isn't this hard to put together. But the way this is tipping, it's not steady. What's up, you guys? I went ahead and put the feet on it. And I decided also to just keep this video raw so that you guys can see how how easy it is or how difficult it is to put this product right here together. Now, I will start off by saying this. Number one, I don't like that it has a plastic frame. And this is something I did not check. I didn't zoom in on this particular product and notice that this frame was plastic. And this is probably something I will not keep, and I will order one that does have just connections that have bars, meaning usually you'll have something like this and it'll be a bar and it'll connect directly into another bar. So the frame is made up of bars and there's no plastic like this. So that's number one. I decided to keep the video raw because I usually have no problem putting something like this together. It's super easy for me. And this is an issue here. So to me, the only way to do this is to actually use super glue. And I'm not going to do that simply because I know I'm not going to keep this one. And this will be my first return on an item like this, because usually it just comes together for me. See how it's almost like you'll never get there. So what I'm gonna do is something I usually don't do. I'm going to do a video of me going to the second step first, because this is, we might have it here. Let's see. This doesn't really stretch over like it's supposed to comfortably. So it's a real serious tug here, a real tight pull. And when you do that, you automatically getting pushback from it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can get the two ends. I'm not gonna worry about the ones in the middle. There is a little bit of a give, but not much. And this is just not working. It's just not going. So let's do this. Let's take this off. Let's do this. Without the shelving, it's okay. But this bar right here doesn't seem to be long enough. Let me twist out. It's just, it's always something with this little guy. Swap it out. As you guys can see, this is something I usually never do, but I just want to show you that this is like comical almost. We're gonna set that to the side. And we're gonna go with step 2. And step 2 is the second shelving area. So we're gonna be working with the two short plastic pieces. Okay, so it has 3. It takes 3 of the 16 bars. Okay, and then it also has a shelving. So put that on. And then one of these is going to be under. That middle bar is going to be under. There's no pocket for us to stick a rod through there. That would have been something nice. Maybe they can add that. There is enough give in here to do it. Just pull back on the seam allowance a little bit on these, and you'll have it. Okay, the shelving is on. Let's see what this one does. One. Middle one. The end. So this one isn't, yeah, wait a minute. Sorry, popped out. Both ends. So let's do two ends first. Do the middle. If you decide to keep it, I would suggest gluing this. We're almost there. Let's see. No, I'm not. So, piping a little bit too short. And it's just almost like, no matter what, it's just not gonna go. There it is there without the, let's take this middle one out. Let's take that one out. Do that. Two ends. Are we gonna make it? It's tight. It's just a little bit too short. Okay, got it. At this point, this is where I would dab the super glue in the corners. Once you get this piece together, sturdy, but we're gonna see how it holds up. And we're gonna move on to the next step. Now it's telling us to take that bottom piece now that doesn't cooperate. I already put the wheels on it just to see if that would help me keep it together. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put the two ends together and see if it'll stay like that. Well, it did stay like that. Okay, so we're moving on to the next step. I have the big piece put together without the two extra rods in the middle and without the shelving. We'll see if we can get that in there later. I have the second step, which is step number that I just described is step number 3. 4 is when we put the smaller shelf together and we put the ends on it. I have it put together without the third rod, but the shelving is on that one. Now what we're getting ready to do is we're going to go to step 6 that's on the instructions. A picture of it is in the front of the video. Step 6 is telling us to add some rods in each one of these corners of the bottom piece. And I guess that's where we're getting ready to add the shorter rod. Not the 16, but the shorter one. The one that had, let's see, I think it's 4 of them. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. That's where the shorter ones are going to go. That's what we're getting ready to add. And they are piece number C, but I don't see C. It says add B. Yeah, that is them. B is going to be the 4 shorter rods. It's saying to tilt them or something. See, here's this again. Not wanting to stay. I'm just going to keep putting it together just so you guys can see, but I'm probably not going to keep this because I'm not seeing where this can hold anything or stay together long enough to hold anything. And I can't even say right now what I would even, this is like Tinker Toy, what I could even put on it, but I'm still going to put it together just for you guys to see what it, I think this is one of the craziest assemblies I've done so far that has this type of flimsy type of material going on. But anyway, so we're going to do this. And now it's saying to put the shorter shelf on top of these. We're going to see how that's going to go. Okay, let's see. It said attach it. So let's try. So far, so good. Well, we lost a bar down there. Stability compromised. As a builder would say, I guess, I go down there and fix the infrastructure. This is bad, and I'm not. This is about as far as I want to really deal with this. I'm going to send this one back and then order a different one. And we'll put together a real one. And I'll let you guys know how my refund process goes, because this will be my first time doing that. I'm not able to give a review fully on it because I can't get past these, really the first step. So on the scale of 1 to 5, I would give this a 5. It is very difficult, especially with that glue. And you don't want to use glue yet until you know that the piece is stable. It's made out of plastic instead of all bars. So I don't know what this would actually hold other than maybe some like infant baby socks or something like that, not in a basket. This is, I don't want to say that no, I'm going to say it. I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this, and this will probably be the first time I had to say that, so it's kind of hard to do that. But it's not a good product to me. So I will update you guys on my refund process, and then we'll order a different one, a better one, and we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned.